Hey, what's up guys? Min City here, back again with another video, and today we are doing something very different. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys my retro game collection. I mentioned that in a couple previous videos, that this is a hobby I do on the side and something I've always been passionate about when it comes to retro gaming and the nostalgia that it can have. And you guys expressed some interest, so I'm going to just give you it, and hopefully you guys like it. Don't forget to leave a like if you like it. Feel free to comment down below if you guys collect for any retro systems or any retro games of any kind. I'm really interested to know. And also, don't forget to pop that sub. I normally do mobile gaming content, but I do one-off videos like this sometimes. So I appreciate you guys supporting the one-off videos like this. Let's get right into it. All right, to start, I'm gonna show you guys my handheld collection. Now, handhelds are very special to me. I've pretty much had every handheld while I was growing up. Now, my first handheld I ever owned was a Game Boy Advance SP. My parents were pretty against video gaming at the start of my life. And luckily my aunt got me a Game Boy SP for Christmas with Pokemon Emerald, and that was my first dose of actually owning a handheld console. But before then, I had always played on friends' Game Boy Colors and all of that. So I loved handheld gaming, and it's honestly what birthed my love for mobile gaming as a whole. So I hope you guys like that little fun fact. Now let's get right into it. Now here is the first of my handhelds. This is a green original Game Boy. So there you go. It's in really, really good condition. I got an amazing steal with this. It came with one of the games that I'll be showing off to you guys. But yep, it works completely fine. Very, very cool. And I love the size. Like, it is bulky. It's not really handheld or portable anymore, but it's comfortable. Now, next, I have a really cool alternate. Now, this is an original gray Game Boy, but it has a special paint that it fuses with the plastic, so this will never rub off. And you can see the original gray colored buttons right here, the little purple buttons. Now, what's special about this one is it's backlit. Now, it is orange. I've never seen an orange backlit original Game Boy ever, but it's obviously someone's passion project. And this one came with a random Mary, Kate, and Ashley game, but you guys will see that. I'll show it to you and you'll see it soon. But this is really special. This is the main way I game on the original Game Boy now, because of that backlight. Because the screens on the original Game Boy, they ghost a lot, and it's just really ugly green colors, but I think it's kind of nostalgic and kind of charming to play on them anyways. Now, with the games I have for these, here is that Mary, Kate, and Ashley game. I'll never play it, but I have it. I guess so the black cartridges, fun fact, work with Game Boy Color and the original Game Boy, so I guess this one does that. And then here is Kirby's Pinball Land. This is another game that came for free with one of the original Game Boys. Got such good deals on that. I'm so happy. And then this is actually a reproduction of Pokemon Green. Now, Pokemon Green never came out in the States. There was no English translation, but someone translated it and then put it onto a reproduction cart. And I bought this for a really good deal, and it works. And I've never played Pokemon Green before. Pokemon Blue is my favorite, personally, but I figured I'd try something new on the original Game Boy, and I've been having a blast playing this with my backlit Game Boy that you've seen previously. Now, I thrifted this Game Boy Advance for $4. Now, the screen is pretty scuffed up. You can still see it, and it has everything intact. The L and R buttons don't really work very well. You have to press them in a very specific way and pretty hard for them to happen. And they're pretty unresponsive, honestly. But for $4, I can't complain. I've always held on to this because I want to eventually mod this out and clean the insides and see if I can fix the L and R triggers and make this a really sweet backlit Game Boy Advance, because those go for pretty expensive, and I think it would just be a fun personal project to figure out how to do that. So that is what I'm holding on to this for. Now, I unfortunately sold my Game Boy SP a while ago with a lot of my other Game Boy Advance games, and so that really sucks. I regret it, and ever since then, I've never sold anything of my retro game collection because I really regretted it. Now, here is something that you cannot find anymore. This is a Russian product. It's a DV Pocket. Now, it's basically a ripoff of the Game Boy Advance SP with a backlit screen that's better than the original Game Boy Advance SP. And you can play Game Boy Advance cartridges on it. So that's really cool. Really cool system. This is what I used before I got what I'm about to show you guys, but really cool little clone system, and it's really well done. You can load ROMs directly on the system if you want, or you can just play your cartridges. So DV Pocket, really happy with that. Now this is really cool. This is a Game Boy Advance Micro. Now, not Micro, Game Boy Advance Macro. Now this probably looks familiar because it is a DS Lite. Now, obviously someone modded this and probably the top screen was having some issues, or the hinge was having some issues, so they took off the top screen, rewired it, and made it into basically a really souped up Game Boy Advance. And these are cheaper than modded Game Boy Advances, and they have a really good, brilliantly bright screen. The L and R buttons work perfectly, and then here you can see my super card right here. But yeah, so this is what I use. The super card is an interesting piece of gaming hardware. Now you pop this out. This is the flash card. The flash card, and you put ROMs onto the flash card, and then you put this in, and you can play on that. So that's the main way I do that, and that's my handheld gaming collection. And now we can get into the other stuff. All right, next up is my personal favorite, and this is what birthed my collecting for retro games, is the Super Nintendo. You can almost, I'm sitting right in front of it. Here's my TV, and then my Super Nintendo's right behind me. That's where I store it until I bust it out. But this is my Super Nintendo collection. It's my favorite system ever. It was my first dose of gaming ever, was playing on a Super Nintendo at my cousin's house way back in the day. Like some of my earliest memories are playing that. And so I'm just gonna go through these fast. There's a lot of them, and I don't want this video to be too long. So we have Super Mario World, Mrs. Pac-Man, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Earthworm Jim 2, Earthworm Jim 1, Yoshi's Cookie, Final Fantasy 3, Zelda: A Link to the Past, Star Fox, Donkey Kong Country, Illusion of Gaia, Eye of the Beholder, Donkey Kong Country 2, Mortal Kombat 3. You guys are probably hearing the clatter of these loose carts. Jurassic Park. Someone really effed up this cartridge. Jurassic Park 2. Wait. No, that was Jurassic Park 2. This is Jurassic Park 1. Whoops. Lion King. Toy Story. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Aladdin. Some of these are in mint condition. They almost look like reproductions, but I've checked and they're not. And I just came upon some of these in a thrift store in a plastic bag, bunched together, and they were in perfect condition. Batman, Batman Forever, Madden 94. This is my favorite sports game of all time. NBA Jam, second favorite sports game of all time. Donkey Kong Country 3. Yoshi's Island. Lion King, another one that's like in absolute mint condition. Return of the Jedi. Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. The Super Star Wars series is my favorite series of games on the Super Nintendo. That's what I grew up playing. Now these have, I think, the original paper slips. I'm not sure. But not the original cases. Now I got these from a pawn shop when I was in high school. Super Star Wars. All of these games I got insane deals. I've never paid at or above market price for any of these. Most of these I've gotten for $5 or $10 and below. I would say most of them $10 and below. I've done a really good job budgeting. Now this is original box. This is the only boxed Super Nintendo game I have. Collecting them in box isn't that important to me because I enjoy playing the games instead of just looking at them on a shelf. Now, this is F-Zero. Such a good game. Only one in the original box. Batman Returns with the slip, but not the actual case. And then Mega Man X. Really happy to have Mega Man X. I got an... Man, if I could go back to that pawn shop that I grew up in, that town, they had so many games that I didn't realize were worth so much, and they never updated their prices. It'd almost be worth it just to go check. But there's my Super Nintendo collection. Now, this is pretty interesting. I've always been fascinated with the PS1, but I never grew up playing it at all. I think I played like a Lego racing game on the PS1, but that's literally all I can remember at a friend's house. So I have no affinity for this system, but I love collecting for it because the PS1 has some of the best RPGs I've ever played. So here we go. I'm gonna go through them. Spider-Man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, an absolute classic. Star Ocean, Vagrant Story. That's a great one, by the way. Chrono Cross. And this is a triple pack. You can read what's on there. Legend of Dragoon, such a good game. I hope they reboot this. Lunar Silver Star Story. Now these do have all of the original manuals in them. Lunar and Eternal Blue. I played a Lunar game on the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember which one, and that's the one that got me into the series. NFL Blitz, what a classic. Frogger, still one of the best reboots of all time, in my opinion. That game's so fun. Now we're coming upon, I wish I had this in the original set, but it's Final Fantasy VII. Another reboot that's really well done. Wild Arms, so freaking good. Love that game. Legend of Mana. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I wish I had the front cover, but I still got... Like I said, all of these I've gotten for an insanely good deal. Most of them have price tags on them, but I got them for cheaper than the price tag. Another Final Fantasy. I have all the Final Fantasies. Another Final Fantasy. Wild Arms 2, of course. Such a good series. Grandia. So good. So many good RPGs. As you can see, I basically just collected RPGs. And Xenogears. Crazy, crazy mech game. So sick. And then a loose one. I don't even know where I got this, but I think this is probably the game. It's Lego Racers. I'm pretty sure this is the only game I played. I just got this for literally like 50 cents at a thrift store. And it runs. I've just never gotten a case for it because it's basically worthless. But yeah, there's my PS1 collection. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this retro game collection. I'm not doing this to show off or say, oh, look at me. Like, obviously, most of my games aren't in the greatest condition, but they're in good condition and playable condition, and that's what means the most to me, and just owning them and being able to play them whenever I want. I'm more of a collector who owns stuff. Like, this is almost too much for me to play, to be completely honest. But I've at least played each of these once, and I enjoy returning to a lot of them, especially Super Star Wars and all of the classics. I love them, and I want to know what you guys collect. Let me know in the comment section down below, because this is about the only thing I collect is video games. I don't really collect anything else. So I'm interested to know, and maybe you guys can get me into yet another hobby that I don't have time for. But yeah, feel free to subscribe. I normally do mobile gaming content, so if that's your thing, definitely check it out. Or if you enjoyed this video, subscribe anyways, and maybe you'll end up enjoying more than you thought. But I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.